Ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, you are right now calling into me, Rain Dallin, and yesterday Finland had its brand new style of a UMK selection where you had a Saara Aalto tribute show, but to me, like personally, it felt more like a Japanese game show of what can we put Saara Aalto through and still have her sing. You know, she was, getting flipped around with a domino, rounding up a train, getting lifted up. She was like not getting to just sing the songs, and that actually ruined it a bit for me. Although I think the domino performance was epic and the Queen's performance was so over the top and weird, and it was like you were starting to shoot out of your arm, and it was like this, like a giant train and everything. It was so fun and weird that it worked. The song that ended up winning was Monsters. And going into this final, Monsters was my number 1, then Queens was my number 2, and then Domino was my number 3. But after the 3 performances that happened, my number 1 was Domino, then Queens, and then Monsters. So for me, the Monsters performance to me is very, very empty. It's very flat. You take something which is a great track and you put it into an environment where it just feels like a letdown. And it feels, this is a song that can feel weird. It's a song that can have a weird show, but it has to have it for the right reasons. This right here is a song you can do so much with, but it did everything that didn't really help it. You have some small parts here that can work, that is good. I think the opening is good, but you have so much going on that doesn't really add to the songs. It feels like a very hectic, chaotic, and just empty show, which is weird when so much is happening, but it feels so empty. I like the glowing things, I like the flags, but why is it there? Why does it fit in there? I just don't feel it does. I just feel like Monsters has so much potential with doing so much, and then you don't really do it. And with Finland, you have, this thing where instead of having so many finalists all having their own unique shows and you have people getting entertained by that, you had one artist who had 3 songs and you needed to put everything into one basket. You had to fill these minutes with everything you could. And I feel like that actually damaged some of the songs because you have so much of a circus that just wasn't really giving anything to the songs except for in Domino. Where Domino, it was maybe the most predictable number, but it was predictable for the right reasons because this was fun and this was interesting. I'm wondering, okay, what's gonna happen with the dominoes, what's gonna happen with the train and the platforms and everything. I'm wondering about that. Of course, I'm also wondering why you need so many dress changes, because in Sweden, which happened a little bit later on in the evening, you had David Lindgren and Fab Freddy. Barely any costume changes. The only costume changes that I can think of is Fab Freddy during the duel in the beginning. So why is it that in Sweden, where you have more TV time for the hosts, you have less costume changes than Krista Sigfrids that weren't, as much on television? Because she had to change all the time. She talked about on social media a few weeks back that she had to change on stage. She had like 40 seconds or something like that to change outfits. Why is that something we do? Why is that something that is a part of Eurovision? I just don't get it. What does it add? Of course, if it is because of the stylists sponsoring the show to have their outfits on the stage, I'm all for it. UMK clearly needs some money after that wild show that happened yesterday. So I don't get why they couldn't go with like what Petra, because nobody was like, oh, why doesn't she change outfit every single minute? Because, well, that's not normal. That's one of the weird parts of Eurovision that isn't adding anything. So that's an interesting wondering about. But all in all, Monsters got the most points from the public and from the jury. And I think, ultimately it was the best song to send. But it went from being a song I thought could do very well in the competition to a song I don't see qualifying because of that performance. And that's really weird. I think the juries did a good job here. I think it was the right ranking in theory. And it was the same ranking as the public, so that's always good. And I think they're very up to date with what's happening in Eurovision, so that's a added bonus. But all in all, UMK did a good job. The right song in theory won, but it's a song that I then started to like the least. And that's weird because Monster is a great track, but it had a very bad performance in my personal opinion, which didn't make it stand out for the right reasons. It just made it seem flat, uninteresting, uninspired, which is clearly what the song is not. But that's what I'm thinking. What do you think? A lot of people are so happy about this, and I'm so happy for those people. So let me know what you think about this song, the performance, and about Finland's chances in Eurovision. As always, have a great day, a great life, and remember to take care.